Twice now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is she on the phone?
Yeah, she actually called me.
Okay. Is she there?
Wait.
What's her name?
Caitlin.
Caitlin? Well, unfortunately, we've got a lot of people in line, so we sort of need to keep things moving. But maybe later. Maybe you can raise your hand and I'll just scream Izaya. Like the Izaya jukebox. Okay. Next question.
Okay, I kind of have an odd question. I'm a fan of your anime you did for Noin Karasu, but I won't be able to make any of your autograph sessions because of Arimo and Sword Art Online. I have the DVD here and I was hoping maybe, possibly do an autograph, but I heard from other people you don't do that.
Well, it's not that I don't do that, it's that the convention has to keep things running. So this is a panel and it's not an autograph session. Otherwise, you know, I'd get bum rushed and then the convention would fall apart and it'd be a fire hazard and we'd all die. And we don't want that to happen. So unfortunately, that's why we have autograph sessions and panel sessions. So I have to abide by the rules of the convention.
All right. Thank you anyways.
No problem. Hi.
I'm a huge fan of the Hellsing series. I was wondering if you could actually quote your favorite Alucard line in his voice.
Why didn't you just drink the blood, you idiot?
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for your hard work on the Fate Zero production.
You're welcome.
I'm just curious, how much about that series and the overall canon were you familiar with during the production? Was it something they wanted to reference? That this is a prequel, there's this larger canon? Or was it very more just be what it is and let it be itself?
Well, I was aware of the fact that Fate Zero was a prequel to Fate Stay Night. However, I have never seen Fate Stay Night. I've never watched the show. And I didn't want to before we worked on Fate Zero. For the same reason that I don't read the Hellsing manga before we record the Hellsing anime. In my opinion, a piece of artwork should be able to stand by itself. And the audience should be able to enjoy that piece of artwork without having to also read or watch another piece of artwork. If you have to reference something else, I think that's lazy storytelling. You know, if you have to like read the wiki to understand what's going on, that's bad storytelling. Harry Potter, take note. And frankly, the recent Doctor Who, take note. Too much wiki reading to understand what the hell's going on.
Thank you.
So when I work on a show, I don't want to read a lot of the other aspects of things because then I won't have the same eyes as the audience. The audience needs to be able to pick this up, watch it, and make sense. So I need to look at it as a creator and say, what do I need to do to help this make sense? If I've already seen another show, I can fill in what may be missing with, oh, well, that was referenced in that other show. Oh, no, it doesn't matter. They may not watch that other show. I have to make sure this one works. So I always want to just deal with what's in front of me. And if I can make what's in front of me work, great. Now, the advantage of knowing stuff from the other shows is to make sure we don't create any contradictions, right? We don't do something here that contradicts what's going to happen later or earlier. But that's technically not my job, that's the director's job. That's the director's and the writer's job to make sure that we're being consistent. Still, you know, I will do my best to make sure there's consistency between things. But that's, when I'm working on something like that, I just want to focus on the show we're doing to make sure that it can stand alone and not need to be buttressed by other storytelling.
Thank you very much. That's a wonderful attitude and matches my feelings.
Good. We speak each other's unspoken language.
Hello, Crispin.
Hi.
I gotta say thanks for coming to actually my first Otakon.
This is my third Otakon. my first one was in 1999, if you can believe it.
Yeah. My question here is, you've done a lot of characters with very unique superpowers from Itachi and Alucard. My question here is, which of those powers would you have and what would you use it for?
That's a good question. Here's the problem. The reason they have those powers is because usually something pretty awful has happened to them.
Yeah.
Alucard has his powers because he's Count Dracula, and Count Dracula was so hurt and heartbroken and desperate that he made a deal with the devil to become a demon. I'm not that hurt and angry and desperate. I don't really feel the need to make a deal with demonic powers in order to get what I want in life. I'm getting what I want in life without having to do that, thank you very much. Shizuo is a really powerful guy, but he has major anger management issues. I'm just not that angry. And I don't feel the need to be that angry. So I think it's one of the nice things about sort of the Marvel Comics universe is that most of your superheroes have some wound that makes them the way they are, whether it's Spider-Man or the Hulk or whoever. There's something bad sort of happened to them and then they got this power. I don't need that. However, if there was any power that I could ask for, like just one superpower, it would be to be able to fly. I mean, that would be awesome. So, I mean, I guess Alucard can sort of fly, and I don't know any other characters that I play that can, well, Karasu, I guess, can fly. But, you know, he's had a pretty rough life, too. I mean, right? I mean, these guys have pretty rough lives. I'm not sure.
A lot of those characters, guys.
So, I would take flying just because that would be awesome.
Yeah, just beware of airplanes.
Okay. Can do.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Obligatory declaration of love and admiration.
Oh, thank you.
I was gonna get you to sign Hector, but now I know that's off the table, and I wanted to do like a weird exchange with Isaac and Hector from Castlevania Curse of Darkness, but I guess that's not gonna happen either. That's okay.
Oh.
If it's not like too personal, I kind of wanted to ask, how are your cats? And also, if you've met any of your counterparts, like the Japanese seiyu who have done the characters you're doing, and any hijinks that ensued.
My cats are doing well, thank you very much. I have two kitties, Peter and Pinky. They are missing me right now, but I will be back soon. And as far as meeting my counterparts, I have actually. Not long ago, I was in Tokyo, and I met Sugita-san, who plays Kyon in Haruhi Suzumiya, and we actually did an interview together in Tokyo, which thanks, sir. Which they took pictures, and we were in like Seiyu Grand Prix and a bunch of the Japanese voice actor magazines and whatnot. And I think at some point they were supposed to put it up online because they sent me the English transcription of it to make sure that it was accurate. And I sort of helped them clean up the English a little bit. And so it was done with Atomic Monkey, which is one of the Japanese companies that represents a lot of voice actors. And so I don't know if it's on the Atomic Monkey website. Maybe I'll see if I can track it down and put a link to it somewhere. But yeah, we did a great interview. I did a great interview with Sugita, and we had a great conversation about anime because we both knew and watched a lot of anime, and he was sort of surprised with my knowledge of different anime shows and whatnot. So we enjoyed ourselves a lot.
Great, thank you.
You bet. All right, should we do just one more question then? Yeah, okay. I'm so sorry, we're sort of down to the wire. Yes.
So, with stage acting, a lot of the roles that you can do are restricted by your body type. I was wondering, when you got into voice acting, the kind of change in roles that were available to you, and what kind of change that you noticed?
It is true that in on-camera acting, you have to match the character's look, right? So that if you were casting Lord of the Rings, and you had to cast me, you were forced to cast me as an actor, and you had three characters, an old wizard, a tiny little hobbit, or a tall, thin elf, who would you cast me as? Elf, right? I mean, I'm a little tall for a hobbit, and I'm a little young for a wizard, so you'd have to cast me as an elf, and I wouldn't have a chance to play any other type of character. As a voice actor, ostensibly, yes, I have more range. I can play characters that don't look like me. For instance, dark, brooding, gothic vampires. Do I look terribly dark and brooding and gothic? Not so much. I look a little more English patienty, you know, I look a little more sort of linen suit. So it's fun to be able to play that. However, that doesn't mean that you don't also have character types that you can and cannot play in voice acting. For instance, I play dark brooding characters. I play older brother figures. I don't play younger brother figures, right? That's Yuri's job. Yuri Lowenthal plays the younger brother, Sasuke. I play the older brother, Itachi. Yuri Lowenthal plays the younger brother, the Karasu and Noin. I play the older Karasu. If he's Speed Racer, I'm Racer X. And Steve Bloom is our dad. That's sort of how it works, because Yuri's a tenor and I'm a baritone, and Steve is a very deep baritone, almost a bass. So you still do have character types that you get cast as. They're just broader because they're not limited by visuals necessarily. Could you reverse us and have me play Speed Racer and Yuri play Racer X? You could, but you wouldn't like it because it wouldn't sound right. It has nothing to do with our acting ability. We're both very good actors, and we could play those characters, but it wouldn't feel right. So, ironically, when I do the voice acting for Lord of the Rings, do I play the wizard, the hobbit, or the elf? I play the elf, so isn't it funny that even in Lord of the Rings, I still play the elf. I do the voice match for Orlando Bloom, and I play Legolas in all the Lord of the Rings games. So I think it's humorous that even in Lord of the Rings, I'm still playing the character that would suit me the best. So there you go.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Are we done, or do we have time for one more? One more, okay, one more.
Hi, my name is Karen.
Hi, Karen.
I am very interested and very serious about becoming a voice actor. Do you have any tips for me and for anyone else in the crowd who wants to become a voice actor?
Yes, listen to my podcast. I'm deadly serious. You can ask, what does it take to be a voice actor? It's a very simple question to ask. It is very difficult to answer because all of you are radically different. And if I give some pithy answer like, know thyself, or get in touch with your feelings, that doesn't do you any good because I sound like the Oracle at Delphi. Like, you can't go home and do anything with that. It's not useful. And if someone sincerely asks me how to become a voice actor, I want to give them a useful, practical answer. And I can't do it in a soundbite. So I have 56 episodes of a podcast where you can find out all it takes to be a professional voice actor in great detail, right? I share everything, and I have interviews with really cool people like Steve Bloom, like Monica Rial, like Jack Angel, who worked on the original Transformers and Voltron and Super Friends, and I talk to these people to find out what it really takes, and I ask them how they started, what did they have to do to really become professional as a voice actor. So I'm deadly serious. If you want to learn about voice acting, please, please, please listen to the podcast. It's free. Just go check it out and download it and listen to it. I think you'll like it.
Okay, what was it called again?
Voice Acting Mastery.
All right, thank
You can also find it if you just go to my personal website, crispinfreeman.com. Hopefully you can remember my name.
If I can't remember your name, there's a problem.
If you can go to crispinfreeman.com, there are links right there on the splash page. There's my demos. There's a link that say, if you want to be a voice actor, go to voiceactingmastery.com. If you're interested in my mythology scholarship, go to mythologyandmeaning.com. And listen to Mr. Movie Phone. So, go to crispinfreeman.com. It's like a portal to all things Crispin.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank all of you. Thank you so much for coming to my panel. We're out of time, I believe, so we have to wrap this up. My next event today will be an autograph session at 3 o'clock in Autograph 1. Tomorrow I'll be doing another panel and another autograph session, and then at 4:45 in the afternoon, tomorrow I'll be doing my anime mythology presentation on giant robots and superheroes over at the Hilton. If you'd like to find out more about it, please go to mythologyandmeaning.com. There's a trailer there. There's a video trailer that's hosted on YouTube. Check out the video trailer for my animation mythology presentations. I think you'll find it very useful. Thank you again for coming. It's been a pleasure having you here.